It's the Dace Man Show, featuring Gibby, Frank Ward, Cheever, Tips, Sir Nicholas Andrew, Frank Klein, Chris Bumpadre. This is Travis Goss welcoming you to the Dace-tacular Basement in Daceford, New Jersey with your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace.
Really?
What's up, Dace-tacular Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Dace Man Show. I am your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace, and joining me, Trish!
Hi.
Bumpadre!
What's up, everybody?
You look scared right now.
Thank you.
You know, the worst thing is, we didn't lose 5 minutes to some fucking noise that Gibby's making off to the side.
That's right.
That's what happens when you don't have an obnoxious bird squawking.
Usually, he's just like making weird noises over there, and it's like, okay, we'll just take the time, let him get it out of his system, and we'll move on.
He never gets it out of his system, though.
No. Well, we get at least 15 minutes to get a story in, and then all of a sudden he's back. Anyway, we got a show for you tonight. I'm not gonna say it's great because there's no, it's that weird
great.
time. Okay, it's great, but it's that weird time where there's not many stories.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. But the big story of the week or day is Star Wars dropped their last trailer last night before Episode 9 comes out December 19th, and it was heavily featuring Lando sitting. He sat a lot.
I missed that part.
Yeah, and then Palpatine.
I missed all of it.
Well, you saw the trailer, right?
Yes.
Except for Lando, apparently.
I must have blinked. I don't know.
Dude, like the only two scenes he was in that trailer, he was sitting. One was like it was a peering shot into like, I guess, a meeting.
Okay. With like a hologram in the middle?
No, he was sitting at the table. He was the only guy in yellow,
Not in blue?
not in blue.
I'm not going to go see it.
Why
And
why is it important that he's sitting? Like,
That's all he was doing.
Maybe
in
his
the
legs are
trailer.
broken.
oh, okay.
But he was also sitting in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon next to Chewie for one of the scenes. But it was a real quick glimpse at it.
Rip, Chewie.
Well, the real Chewie, right?
Yeah. Peter Mayhew.
The curious thing is there was a narration by Palpatine midway through that trailer,
That's right.
which is new dialogue. It's not like it was dialogue from a different movie.
So clearly they got him to at least do that.
Yes, but there's also a scene where Rey's backing away from a figure that looks to be in a throne with a black hood, which is his signature trademark.
Oh, I was going to say the Dalai Lama.
Yes, in Palpatine's robes for some reason. Also, the other interesting fact is that throne they show during the dialogue by Palpatine, that is an original concept of the Sith throne that George Lucas had. They actually put into the movie this time.
Interesting. I thought he was not contributing due to his terrible showmanship.
Well, he had his own idea of how the next trilogy was going to work, and then Disney went, nope. And they went their own route, and then Rian Johnson ruined it, and then now JJ's trying to,
Save it.
save it. But it'll be interesting. It was heavily focused on Rey,
C-3PO.
which I really hope that line it was just for the trailer.
What?
The Poe Dameron goes, "What's wrong, 3PO?" And for whatever reason, he goes, "I'm looking at my friends for the last time."
Something stupid.
It was
like that,
something
yeah.
really cheesy. It's like, I hope that was just for the trailer itself. Because he's supposed to be annoying, not sappy.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing at some points, though?
No, he's more of a here's the data type thing.
Right.
So he's not supposed to have emotion, but they gave him emotion.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Like, all of a sudden he has friends? Really? These are the people that, blew you apart. Chewie drug you through the fucking Cloud City. Han Solo was absolutely mean to the fucking thing.
Well, he's dead, so
Yeah.
C-3PO wins.
You guys
That
have
guy
been
got
so
his
nice.
comeuppance.
But maybe that's why. Maybe the bar was set so fucking low. These people just went, "Hey, 3PO, friends?" Because Han Solo was borderline abusive in the original trilogy to 3PO.
True.
But we got our tickets
That's right.
going to AC December 19th.
Auto City.
Yes. Get drunk after the movie disappoints us.
Booyah.
I'm probably not even going to see it.
You
Correct.
haven't seen any of the other ones.
You're right. Maybe one day.
But on the Star Wars note, I don't know how old any of this video was, but I showed you the Freddie Prinze video.
Yeah, I actually watched the whole Scooby-Doo movie by accident.
That's not the link I sent you, but good to know. Apparently, he went on a rant, pretty much shit-talking, I guess, fanboys, Star Wars fanboys.
Yeah.
And schooling them on the rule of like balance in the Force. And it's a really good video, so if you get a chance to check it out, check it out. But he says fuck a lot.
It's good.
And who is that?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, it's just literally just him.
Yeah, he voiced Kanan in Star Wars Rebels, and they were interviewing him for something.
Oh.
And he gets really mad. He's like, look, the show, it was made for fucking kids back in the 70s, and you know what they did in the 90s? They made it for fucking kids again, and you know what they're doing now? They're also making it for fucking kids. Like, he just went off. And then he kept saying, he's like, you know who has the opinion about the fucking Star Wars? George fucking Lucas. Fucking Lucas wants a balance because there was Anakin and the Sith Lord, and the Sith Lord was like, no. I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to seduce him. Therefore, the balance was twins. Now the Force is balanced again. 2 evil people, 2 good people. And he just kept going back and forth with this. And he's like, you know how I know that's fact? It's George fucking Lucas's idea. And he just kept saying, like, he would say a point, and it was because George fucking Lucas said it. And he's like, all these games put these stupid ideas in your head of how the Force should work, but that's not what George Lucas said. And that's pretty much the whole video.
So he's just shitting on everything that's not George Lucas's canon.
Exactly. He's like, it's really cool the way they describe it, but that's not what canon was for George Lucas.
That's right.
But I thought it was interesting. And he also gave props to Dave Filoni, who does Clone Wars, Rebels, Resistance.
Because those are canon in the universe, right?
Yep, and his point was, because he talked to fucking George Lucas. That's why it's canon. So I thought that was interesting. Definitely a good watch. Other news. The Joker is set to surpass Deadpool as the highest grossing rated R movie of all time.
Interesting.
Do you think it's worth it? Did you see it?
Absolutely. No, I haven't.
You didn't see it. Did you see it?
I did. I'm weird about it, because, like, I don't know, when I think of the Joker, I didn't think of him as an actually, like, mentally, like, handicapped person, like how they're making him out to be.
Yeah.
I just thought of him as fucking crazy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Because you
like,
only
there is a
think
difference.
of yourself. Oh, sorry.
You're not wrong. So, like, when I was watching it, it was very slow at first for me. It did get better at the end, and I did see, like, the decline of what happened and why he did what he did. But I always, whenever I saw the Joker, even watching the cartoon as a kid, I always just thought he just fucking hated everybody. I didn't think it was any rhyme or reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of the iterations we've seen of Joker is that he's a fire, just burning through a forest.
Yeah.
And Batman's the guy that's got to put out that fire.
Like, there was never any rhyme or reason. He just wanted to, just destroy things. Like, he was just crazy. I never saw him as somebody who was burned by society or this or that. Like, I just thought he was just mentally crazy.
Well, the interesting thing about this movie is, and it's kind of hard to actually think in this kind of light.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you knew nothing about Batman.
Mm-hmm.
This would not have been a comic book movie.
Not at all. Not
It's
one bit.
a mentally challenged man struggling with the pressures of society that cast those people
Absolutely.
aside.
And that's the thing. I think my problem is I went into it expecting a comic book movie, and I did, but I didn't. I think I was just expecting a little bit more in the beginning and a little less, like, all at once.
I was expecting a grittier Heath Ledger
Not
version.
so much.
Which was still chaotic in its own sense, but I didn't expect, like, okay, he did nothing destructive except for, like, personal, intimate moments. The city burning around him was already happening.
Yeah, was him causing it as a movement.
Yeah, well, like that movement was already happening, and then he did that thing in the subway, and then he became the symbol
That's
of the
what I'm
movement.
saying. His movement wasn't his own. He saw that he started it,
Yeah.
and then he fed off of it himself.
And then that whole theory at the end that what we witnessed was not actually what happened anyway.
I don't like that one.
It makes sense.
It
Because
does.
if you follow the Joker through his 80-year history, he never has a solid backstory.
No, and I just don't like that they're saying the riots that he caused are what was done with them.
Well, the story that I had read is that the last scene where you see him in the institution talking to the therapist, he made up the whole movie in his head. And that's why he laughed, because that was the joke.
So
Got him.
that would be funny. I do like in the end how you see him running back and forth at
Yeah.
the end of the hallway. Like, that was funny. Like,
Yeah. And like, if you think about it, in The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger, his story about the scars was always different.
Mm.
The Joker always changes up his story. The only
Yeah.
time they had a solid story was the Killing Joke, and that's not in theory canon.
Yeah, because
That was a side story.
yeah, because he died. Yeah, but like even in
Spoiler
in
alert.
this one, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have the scars. Like that's the
No.
and that's the like
They're mental scars. In
yeah.
there.
I thought the one thing I did like was him having the head trauma, which caused the laughing out of nowhere. I liked how they played at that. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I thought the view of the Waynes from a commoner perspective was
Yeah.
interesting. Because every movie, Thomas Wayne is glorified as like a doctor or a
Yeah.
healer or trying
Now
to make
he's
the
just
city
a
better.
douchebag billionaire.
He's the 1% that everybody
Yep.
hates. And that's really what the commentary was the 1% versus the 99%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 98, and the 1% that's mentally challenged. That's really stirring shit up.
But yeah, it was interesting to see them playing it off as he'd never actually wanted to start all of this. He was just defending himself, to be honest.
Mhm.
And then a movement happened because of it, and that fed into his mindset and his ego.
Yeah, it showed a man who was truly trying to integrate in society, and society failed him.
Yep.
And then with that, he tortured a midget.
Like I
It was
said,
hilarious.
I didn't hate it. It was just it
Haven't
was
we
not.
all?
Yeah.
I just think I could get that it's going to probably be the highest rated R comic book because it is a comic book movie. It's
I
based
just
on a
don't
comic
think.
book character.
I don't think. I don't understand why it was rated R to begin with. Maybe
The murders.
that's probably it though.
It's a good summary.
Well, the De Niro one was pretty.
Oh
fucking,
yeah, that was rap. That I
Okay.
called that. So when
Yeah.
as soon as he went up on that stage and that show,
Spoiler.
you don't know what's going on. He said it, not me.
I did say my bad.
I don't care.
I called that though. I was sitting there watching the movie and I'm like, oh, he's definitely gonna on camera, and then
Yeah.
it happened, and I was like, I fucking
Like
told you.
if it was PG-13, they would have cut away and you just heard the sound. You watched his brains go against the
Yeah,
wall.
it was pretty epic.
Nice.
And then he bashed the fuck out of that big guy.
Oh, I know.
And tortured the midget. The best part of the movie. I really thought the chain on the door
Yeah, but
thing
I
was
don't think
part
he
of
was
his plan.
torturing him. That was the thing. Like,
No, I know, but to me, I would have made that character better if he intentionally left that door locked so he couldn't do it and then killed it. That would have been fucking hilarious.
But I do think it was crazy. Like but him beating the shit out of that guy was like valid.
He only went after people that truly wronged him.
Yeah.
De Niro, you can make a stretch for it, like
You can and you can't because De Niro only put him on there to make fun of him.
yeah, but at the same time, he could have said no.
Can I interject?
Yes.
This sounds. Don't laugh. This sounds like a darker version of Dinner for Schmucks, where you
Yep.
take advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. well,
No.
No,
You're,
you guys are
right.
supposed to disagree.
No, but you're right though. Like it kind of is because the whole movie, like they're all kind of making fun of him, and he thinks they're laughing with him, not at him.
I see.
You watch society fail him at every turn,
Yep.
and it just leads to him going, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, no, but I don't think it. I'm surprised it's surpassing them because like not for nothing, I don't really see many people actually like freaking out about it. You know what I mean? Like.
I don't think people know how to feel about it because, like, if you're a hardcore comic fan, you went in there expecting the chaotic Joker.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think too many people walked in there thinking I'm just going to get like this commentary on society.
Yeah.
And then if you went in there for a commentary on society, like, it's the fucking Joker. Like, is that really a serious thing? But everybody wanted to see it because you had it. It's like a train wreck. You
Yeah.
gotta look.
I was
Right.
surprised. I'm surprised that it is making more than Deadpool is. Let's just say that.
It's because, well, the Oscar hype. Because, like, he could legitimately win a Best Actor award for this.
And Ryan Reynolds can't.
Which is bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds is fucking Deadpool,
Yeah.
which is. But well,
that
yeah.
came up in the news too that he met at Marvel Studios and they're going to continue their Deadpool franchise as a rated R.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's
Disney
good.
agreed to continue Deadpool and 3 as rated R.
Because now the Joker obviously just raised a challenge of, hey, we're gonna beat Deadpool 2, and Disney's
Which-
like, we're gonna put Spider-Man in Deadpool
Now-
3. Fuck you.
How do you? Are they?
No, I'm just
I
saying
would
that's what they would
I
do.
would fucking love that. Could you imagine those two together?
That he has been craving that
I know.
probably second to Wolverine.
Especially him with Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah.
Their dynamic would be amazing together. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with him with now having a Disney budget for that movie.
It'll be interesting, especially since he introduced some mutants. So, like, are they gonna bring those with them?
Are they going to use
Or
that
is all
as
of a sudden like, oh, Cable, and they're just going to be dismissive of it.
But they can play off that either way. Like, no matter what they do, they
They'll
can
talk
use
about
it to
in the
their
movie.
Yeah.
they'll use it to their advantage.
But I'm curious, like, I personally liked, what's her name, Zazie Beetz?
Yeah, she was good.
She was great as Psylocke, especially, even though the first initial casting, I was like, what the fuck?
As Domino, she was awesome.
So that worked well for me. The Colossus actor is actually 3 fucking actors. It's a different voice actor, different body stand-in, and a different facial. Like, the amount of effort they put into making Colossus was just like, that's overkill for a very minor character.
But it could be a decent way for them to finally intro Marvel into the mutants now, because they did introduce, what the fuck,
Quicksilver.
no, the big dude, the one that, Juggernaut, there we go.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
They
But that
introduced
was also Ryan Reynolds.
Was that?
Yeah. It was a mix of him and the director.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, it's as I'm saying, it's still, they introduced him, is what I mean. So that can, and Juggernaut's a big thing.
And the cool thing with Deadpool is they kept with the comic book lore. So
Yeah.
like the X-Men, when they introduced the Juggernaut in the 3rd one, they ignored the connection between him and Charles Xavier being stepbrothers. This one, he immediately.
Oh yeah, he shit on
mentioned
him.
it.
Yeah.
So there's that connection there. But Deadpool did bring in the current Fox X-Men,
Yeah.
like Beast and all them.
I know. Well, for like a hot second, not much, but
True.
yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see how they handle the Evan Peters and Wanda Maximoff,
Yeah.
because Quicksilver was.
Killed.
I forget the fuck guy's name was.
Oh, her husband in Godzilla.
Yeah.
Cyclops.
Yes. But realistically, we could first see mutants in the Eternals because Kit Harington is playing Exodus, who Magneto brings in as like a old
Jewish.
Jewish.
Exodus!
Yeah.
Come on!
But like Exodus is in the Eternals, and then he shows up in the mutants because Magneto awakens his ancient body or some bullshit like that.
Glad you said that.
Yeah.
All right.
Anywho, so that we don't get anything Marvel until May anyway.
Yeah. It'll be interesting though. I do think I also want to know when they plan on releasing Deadpool 3. Like, is it gonna be a phase of Marvel now? Like, is it actual Marvel universe? Like,
Or is it 20th Century Fox still?
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
mean. Like, they're gonna let him be rated R, but is he Marvel or is he by himself still?
It's interesting because they announced Phase 4, and then immediately when they got Tom Holland back, they were like, "Oh, well, we're doing Spider-Man in 2021." So they're already going in to Phase 5. So.
Yeah, well, I think that they were waiting for I think deep down they knew that they were getting Spider-Man back. They were just waiting for somebody to break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well-
the other Marvel. Did you ever? Go ahead.
Chickens.
Okay. The other Marvel topic point I had is filmmakers at Marvel Studios are currently debating whether or not to bring back Bro Thor for Love and Thunder.
Who?
The dude.
Oh.
If they're gonna leave him as Fat Thor, or if he'll have enough time to get back into shape since he fulfilled what made him
but
go crazy.
they haven't even stated if he's actually going to be prevalent in Love and Thunder.
Oh no, he's still the main character. They did come out with that.
They did because before a lot of people thought it was actually going to be what's her fucking face, the one who doesn't deserve her job.
It's gonna be like
Natalie Portman.
Fuck her.
It's gonna be like a co-headlining thing, but he's gonna be pretty much prevalent in it.
Okay.
Although he did do an interview when he
She's
got
Love, he's Thunder.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck her.
He did do an interview, and he's jokingly, but still seemingly annoyingly, said he's tired of people picking up his hammer. So, like, he's like, yeah, it was cool for Chris Evans and all, but did he have to?
All right.
I did like that though.
That one made sense.
Yeah.
But Vision also picked it up, and now Natalie Portman's picking it up, and he's like, it's really taken away from the.
Vision pick it up first though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's like, it's taken away from the whole fucking.
worthy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that happens in the comics too.
Yeah, but it was also within a span of like 20 years in
Yeah.
between each moment, and I don't think Vision ever did in the comics.
Yeah.
Here's what they should do. Natalie Portman, they start off whatever. She goes rogue. He has to kill her in that movie. Otherwise, I'm not seeing it.
Please.
Marvel.
She just
No.
doesn't.
If they want to do
Oh.
it justice, she better have fucking cancer.
She
Because that's
better.
why she gets the hammer.
Because she doesn't deserve this job. She's a whiny little.
She's dying from cancer, and the hammer is what keeps her alive.
It's strange.
Yeah, because Thor endows the power. Because he's also at this point when she becomes Thor,
He's endowed.
he's well endowed. He's Odin. He's the All-Father of that.
Which they
stuff.
can lead into that because he is gone.
But he turned it over to Tessa Thompson's character.
But here's my thing. I don't know.
She's a woman.
My biggest problem with it is that they clearly set up Guardians 3 and had plans with Thor and that, and now Guardians 3 is going to be after.
I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed because they tried to pull the whole Lady Thor thing with the ether, because I think that's what they were leading to with the ether, because the ether was killing her in that.
Yeah.
With Dark World. Everybody shit on Dark World. She quit because everybody shit on Dark World. And then they're like, we're going to let you be Thor, and she comes back. Like, they were setting up for this.
Yeah.
And then nobody liked how they set up for it.
Well, I think the other problem they had is Thor didn't really get his footing until the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And then he got more into it with Ultron, and then Ragnarok was...
Dark World was after it, though.
Yeah, but it was like a misstep, if you think it, like...
Absolutely.
You guys watch Doctor Who, right?
Yeah.
So Eccleston's a dick.
We watched Doctor Who.
Yeah, but, like, he's such a dick. Like, I get the sense that guy, any project he's tied into, he brings it down.
No, that was... So, his problems were with Moffat.
He's my favorite doctor.
Yeah, but I mean, is he really?
Yeah, Eccleston's a great doctor. His reasoning for quitting was he got to kiss Billie Piper, and there was nothing else that was going to be better from there.
And have you seen her these days?
No.
Don't. Sorry, Billy.
Is it bad?
It's bad.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing is that a lot of them get stuck in that role for years and years and years.
Yeah, but like he shit-talked Malekith.
Because, he had massive problems with Moffat. So I don't...
Moffat?
One of the
showrunner.
But that's on Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying for Doctor Who, like he quit Doctor Who because he had massive problems with Moffat.
Doctor 9 ruined the Dark World.
But like, here's the thing:
when
I heard that story that he didn't get along
Which one was
with,
he?
He was Malekith.
Malekith,
the elf, the dark elf.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah,
but like he had such a problem with the writers. I was like, okay, I can understand that. But then he comes to Thor and has problem with Thor writers and shit like that too. It's like, okay, maybe you're the fucking problem, dude.
I don't know, because I know a lot of people had problems with Moffat to the point where Moffat eventually was fired from Doctor Who.
I wouldn't doubt it. He's probably snuck under the radar for me too.
Yeah, he was eventually fired because he was just he was tanking the show. But Eccleston voluntarily left after a season.
But like Eccleston did the same thing.
Right, it was just one season. Yeah, okay.
Hugo Weaving did. He bitched about the prosthetics.
Wore a
and
mask.
Makeup. Oh. That's why Hugo Weaving will never do Red Skull again. He didn't want to sit there and go through the makeup process. If you did your fucking research, you'd know what the Red Skull looked like. Like, you think it's just a natural fucking look?
Elrond, what the fuck's your problem, buddy?
So you're going to be a dark elf. You think you're just going to walk out there in your fucking trench coat from Doctor Who and be like, oh, Malekith!
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome, though.
Yeah, no, but
I thought he was a great doctor in Doctor Who. Like, I loved his season.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But that's why a lot of them eventually quit. Like, David Tennant left because he didn't want to get stuck in that role, because you can. Same thing with Matt Smith.
That makes sense.
They all leave. Most of them don't want to do a long time for it, because if not, you never leave.
But most of them have a career. Eccleston really doesn't.
I think
Name other things he's done besides
I
Doctor
think he
Who
has a
and
career in
Thor.
Britain.
The Leftovers, HBO.
Don't know what that is.
He did. You watched all of that, right? I think Gibby did too.
Yeah.
Was that before the Who, Doctor Who?
No,
that was after.
It ended. The Who. He was in the Who for a while too.
No, I think he has a career in Britain.
Probably like
It is.
He's
Hugh Grant has a fucking career in Britain too, and nobody over here talks about that man.
That's true. Leftovers was a couple years ago.
How many times did it run?
It was 3 seasons.
It was on HBO.
On HBO.
It came on after True Blood for the longest time.
Wow, I don't watch that.
I'm just saying, like, that's what it came on after that.
I bet you if you Googled it, he probably had something bitchy to say about the staff. That's the vibe I'm getting from the dude.
Possibly.
The dude does not like working with people, but then gets mad that he doesn't get asked to work on things.
He shouldn't be an actor.
Exactly. Like, why?
I
move out of your way.
I don't like people.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why, but I wouldn't be a dick
actor.
about it. I wouldn't, like, tank a project. Because obviously, if you're miserable doing all the prosthetics and everything, you're not going to put on a good performance in the fucking movie. And it shows. Anywho, the other news I have, and it's probably irrelevant since he's not here. Diablo 4
I saw that.
was seemingly leaked by a book advertisement, I guess.
Diablo 4 and a remaster of Diablo 2 are supposed to be announced.
Yes.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
I would love to play Diablo.
Well,
2,
Diablo
man.
4, everybody's been bitching about it because they thought that we were getting it at one of the E3s, right? And then it turned out to be
When it became a mobile game.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody was really expecting the Diablo 2 remaster. So that's interesting to see how that's going to go over, because I'm assuming that they're going to put it on the newer consoles. Was it available for the newer ones ever?
It came out on PS4.
Yeah.
Diablo 3.
No, Diablo 2.
2? No,
No,
2's
2 was a
PC
game,
only.
Yeah.
Okay, so then if it's getting remastered, it would be interesting to see if it's going to be on other consoles.
That came out probably before consoles. Like
It came in like
SNES
99?
Genesis type.
Diablo 2?
No, because it came out before StarCraft.
So do you think it's
Oh,
going to
right.
be...
We did that
And
the other
StarCraft
day.
was 97.
Do you think it's going to be
I think it was
on the new
94.
consoles, or if it's just going to be remastered for PC?
I think it'll be on the console because I think it did fairly well on PS4. Diablo 3 is on PS4.
No, I knew Diablo 3, but I meant 2. So you
Diablo
will be
2 came out in June 29th, 2000.
Fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
20 years ago?
19.
So it would have been
Well,
like
it'll be 20 when they remaster it.
You'll be 20.
so it'd been like the PS1 generation.
Yeah, I remember playing Final Fantasy on 8 on
Mhm.
when the ball was dropping, when I wasn't paying attention. In 2000. All right, I want to throw a quick aside in. Christopher Eccleston reflects on The Leftovers. I convinced Damon Lindelof, showrunner, to make Christopher Eccleston's character part of the series. Like, he was just going to be like maybe a 1 or 2 off. He convinced him to make him full time.
Did he bitch about it after it happened? Like, oh, I signed up for a one-off, and all of a sudden I'm stuck on the show.
I'm very proud of what we achieved.
However, I was only supposed to be there for an hour.
I'm not getting that vibe from this article, but it might have been written in Britain, so you know.
You should Google, is he a dick? And when it comes back and says yes, that's why Thor 2 failed.
But, that's my what?
Thor 2
Oh.
failed.
But no, I think it'll be interesting to see what they do when they remaster it and what they're planning for that remaster.
They're smart, though. They would port it to a console.
I think they will, because they put Diablo 3 on the Switch.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
feel like
3's everywhere.
they
Yeah.
can pretty much use the same controllers from 3 and put it onto 2.
I mean, it's a remaster, so it's not like it's a remake.
Yeah.
Well, it'll
So-
be a total rebuild, because it's a 20-year-old.
Yeah, oh yeah, they probably
Yeah.
started from scratch. And then all they probably did was just map it to a PlayStation controller.
Christopher Eccleston,
It's a dick.
naked penis dick of the leftover. Oh, yeah, he does get naked at one point.
Is that why you like it?
No, but it
Whoa!
showed up when I searched, is he a dick?
Oh,
Yes,
so
he
Dick,
has
Dick
one.
came up.
Is he a good guy? He is a good guy. Hits out inequality in acting. His publicist is kind of a dick. That's what this article says.
Mm.
And click here to see his penis.
So you Googled,
Is it loading?
is he a dick?
Is it loading?
It's the back of somebody's head.
This is terrible. Polar bears watch TV.
Why are you?
But you
actually looking
Googled,
at
is
his
he a dick? And they went, hey, here's his dick.
Yes.
Nice. Good job, Google. Other stories that I have is currently there's a bidding war going on for the streaming rights to South Park.
Really?
They're up to about 500 million.
Fucking hell! For who?
I didn't see
No,
who.
I saw Netflix didn't even want them because of the China stuff.
That makes sense. But that's funny as shit. Hopefully it ends up on Hulu. Multiple companies are bidding for the streaming rights to South Park, with the price for the Comedy Central series reportedly at $500 million.
Tell him I'll give him
Serious?
$3.
Did you say you gave him 3?
I'll give him $3. I'm in the bidding war.
That's right.
The other story I had
Who's in the? Do you know who's in the lead?
doesn't say.
Oh.
It just says multiple companies. China, the country we talked about last week, and probably will get banned in their country.
Myanmar.
They're pulling Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because of the Bruce Lee scene. I didn't see the movie.
Neither did I.
Here's what happened.
What's the scene?
I didn't see it.
They had, I forget who the actor is who's portraying Bruce Lee,
Jackie Chan.
but he has a conversation with Brad Pitt where I think Brad Pitt's kind of demeaning Bruce Lee, like just kind of making fun of his style. And of
Oh.
course, that China's not going to let that fly.
No.
Because Bruce Lee was Chinese, right?
Yes, Lee.
Really?
It's not Chang.
Jesus Christ.
But it's probably it made Bruce Lee look weak and kind of taints his leg, even though most people just take it as a fucking movie. China. But anyway, they pulled the premiere because of that scene. And then the last story I have It's kind of old. It's probably the oldest of the stories. They cast the Riddler for Matt Reeves. Is that what his name is?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Paul Dano. He starred in There Will Be Blood and Little Miss Sunshine. He was the brother in that.
I didn't see either one of
I
those.
thought he was the car.
So he maybe he doubled it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Double check.
Like Ryan Reynolds when he voiced what's his name.
Yes. But he is playing the Riddler.
Well, you saw that they were, which I'm kind of glad they were talking to Jonah Hill.
He would have made a better Penguin.
Yeah,
That's true.
but I think Jonah Hill is absolutely fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I don't like him as an actor. He's another one of those that are like Will Ferrell, where he plays the same role every time, and he just gets on my nerves.
Tell us how you really feel.
I wouldn't say he plays the same role every time.
He's always the over anxious, hot mess, freaking out over everything character.
Did you see Maniac on Netflix?
No.
You should.
How about Moneyball or Wolf of Wall Street?
He was still kind of a mess in Wolf of Wall Street.
Wall Street, yeah, he was hopped up on cocaine.
Yeah,
like
but
they all were.
But he was still the neurotic, overthinking one, like always.
But fucking Moneyball, he was the analytics guy.
I didn't see Moneyball.
He's the guy who feeds the Brad Pitt character, whoever the fuck I forget who was portraying.
Bruce Lee.
Excel
Okay.
sheets and shit like that.
No, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think he's a very good actor either.
Watch it.
He just had. I don't think he would be able to pull it off. The Riddler.
Not the
I
Riddler.
can totally
No.
see him pulling off the Penguin. Like out of all the characters that
Mr.
are out there.
Freeze.
Nah.
No.
You know who I thought would have been a fantastic Riddler one day, but they've kind of played him out a little bit, which kind of sucks.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
David Tennant,
That would have been cool.
Purple Man, and Jessica Jones.
Spoiler alert.
It depends. Like, I would have thought of maybe like the guy who plays Beast in the new X-Men.
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe the guy who played Francis in Deadpool.
But see, I think you need someone who can be like a little like sadistic.
Yeah, but not Jim Carrey level.
No.
Jim Carrey was a huge over-the-top
Yeah.
version of the Riddler.
No, that's why I think David Tennant would be great. Because did you see Goblet of Fire?
Yeah.
He was in that.
It's so memorable.
For like 2 minutes.
He actually, well, technically no, yes, but I don't know.
Polyjuice potion.
Yeah, but his character towards the end of it, like you could see a little bit of the crazy incident. Like I mean, even him as the Purple Man, like I think you could see it there.
They had more Edward than they had Tennant. I'll tell you that. Robert Pattinson.
He was Cedric Diggory. But yeah, I do.
They left lasting marks on my memory.
I know. I do think
Exactly.
he could have been a cool one for that.
I think I've watched the fourth one he's in.
Goblet of Fire?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Well, recently, and I still didn't catch that those two were in it. Actually, I call it Patterson.
Yeah, Diggory's all over the place.
Yeah. Tenet, though, I always like. I know I've watched Goblet because that's the one that seems to be always on the fucking TV.
Yeah.
That or the last one.
Oh wait. Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
But I think that Holt and I don't know what the guy who plays Francis' name is. They have the build
Machismo.
and the demeanor. Like, because the Riddler was, to me, every time I read his comics, it just feels like he's awkward. And like, oh, I'm gonna make a joke, but then it's like the Tony Mango type puns where people just stare at him like, what the fuck? And that kind of like person. And I get maybe not even the guy who played Francis in Deadpool, since he comes off as kind of just a prick.
Yeah, that's why I said I feel like David Tennant could have been good for that.
To me, he's just too goofy.
But I don't think so because
Doesn't have to be.
Okay, so you actually haven't seen him in Doctor Who, where there have been points and parts where he has been dark and sinister and serious.
But I saw him as Purple Man, where he rapes people.
Yeah, well.
Spoiler alert.
And it just still felt goofy. I don't. Maybe it's just his fucking accent.
Possibly.
Scottish.
Yeah, like his accent, because it's Scrooge McDuck, which is a bad Scrooge McDuck. I wish they never fucking made him.
I didn't see him do that.
He doesn't sound like an 80-year-old man. Like, I get that. He's Scottish. Like, well, so he's got to play Scrooge McDuck. No.
He is the one Scottish actor.
It's like, come on. You could just fucking make him British or something. Just don't. Ugh. But Jonah Hill as. So did you see the other casting potential for Penguin?
No.
Seth Rogen.
See,
Rosie
we're
O'Donnell?
okay with that.
How? Like.
Well,
I'm
but
not
If
okay
he's got a
with that.
sinister laugh, you're just going to hear the fucking Seth Rogen laugh. It's going to be like, oh, you just completely broke the
From
movie.
what I heard, Jonah Hill declined the Riddler part.
It probably knew it was going to get backlash. 'Cause
Yeah.
He probably couldn't do it.
He
True.
from what I heard, he declined the part of the Riddler, and not the fact that because everyone thought he was in talks to be the Penguin, but he declined the part of the Riddler.
Probably what happened. It's like he was in talks for the Riddler, and everyone, oh, he's going to play the Penguin, and they went, well, I'm going to back out of this because
Yeah.
I was going to play the Riddler.
So like I said, in general, I just don't like Jonah Hill.
The other flip side is it's hard for me to be cynical at castings because I didn't like Chris Evans when he was first announced as Captain America. I didn't like Heath Ledger when he was announced as the Joker. And I thought Joaquin Phoenix was, he's crazy, but what the fuck, he's going to make this an artsy movie, but he did decent.
Yeah.
So I've been proven wrong more times than not.
I genuinely like those people as actors. Otherwise,
I didn't.
you didn't like
I
Chris Evans?
like Chris Evans, but I liked him as a goofball.
Yeah.
I
But
didn't think
loved-
he was going to be the moral compass
See, but
of
I
the Avengers.
loved Heath Ledger. I've always loved Heath Ledger.
Like, Captain
Me too.
America is worthy to pick up the hammer. Chris Evans is not. So maybe that's why Chris Hemsworth is mad. They're like, oh, you let that jackass, the one who's naked and not another teen movie? Yeah, that's fine.
He's naked in another one.
Like, everything.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah. Oh, the douchebag from Scott Pilgrim? Okay.
the little black book movie, he was naked in that too.
Yep.
Like, no, but I just don't like Jonah Hill in general. Like, I don't like what he's done.
That's
so, like,
racist.
But he's got a... It's going to sound mean. A penguin look. Like, his
Well,
face...
the Penguin, he would have been fine for the Penguin, but I meant for the Riddler. No,
Yeah, his
not at
face
all.
is very similar to what they made Danny DeVito look like.
Good lord, they should just let Danny DeVito do it again.
No, because now it's just too comical with Danny DeVito. It's just like, oh, it's Frank from It's Always Sunny. He's gonna pull a gun out at some point.
But no, I don't. I'm kind of glad that he dipped out. I don't know who this other guy is.
He is, to me, he's good casting.
I do.
He's creepy.
He
He's
looks,
awkward.
He looks good. Like,
The role that I saw him in, he was an awkward brother going through like puberty. It was weird, but he played the awkwardness to the T. So I think
Okay.
he'll be good at it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's got a shitty Batman to play against, but they also announced Zoe Kravitz was going to be Catwoman.
I thought that was interesting.
I
Do you
could
know
care less
sh-
who plays that, to be
Do
honest.
you know she tried to do that before?
For the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Rises?
she actually. From what I was reading and seeing. I don't know if it was definitely for that one or she just tried to be that role previously or another role in this in the Batman world and was not put in it.
How old is she?
That's what
I
was
don't
gonna
know, but
say.
she's got the Fountain of Youth fucking behind her.
'Cause
Like you.
I don't think she's old enough to have done the Halle Berry movie. Which, if she
No.
didn't do that, she dodged a fucking bullet.
Yeah, well,
Like,
everybody. Yeah.
you shouldn't be upset that you didn't get casted for that.
Right.
But yeah, I think she'll make a good Catwoman's kind of a throwaway role. Not that's mean, but it's just you have to be pretty much seductive.
I mean, look at Anne
She's
Hathaway
30.
only got a movie from it,
Yeah,
so
she wouldn't have been.
No.
Yeah, and I didn't even like her. Like
she was decent.
I don't like
Garbage.
her as a person.
Really,
Thank you. You're right.
I love Anne Hathaway.
Get out. Now.
I just there's something about her.
I love her.
She's terrible.
But like to me, Catwoman obviously could be a love interest for Batman.
Oh yeah.
Joke up.
But I don't know. I don't know what the hell the direction this movie's going to be. It's interesting that they're going to be like, rather than having like, oh, here's Batman and here's a clear-cut villain he's facing, they're going to have a bunch of villains.
Is that what they're definitely doing? Like, have they cast
Yeah.
other villains?
Well, they're looking for the Penguin. I don't know if they're going to... Joker's such a sensitive topic right now, because another story that we can talk about is Leto's apparently out.
Good.
Leto's pissed about it too.
Yeah, well, he's such a crybaby. Don't suck, and then you wouldn't be kicked out.
I do think it's
Boom.
interesting because with Catwoman can be a villain or not too.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to see what they're going to play her as. Because they started out with her as a villain in Dark Knight and then she became something else.
Yeah. So, like, it'll be interesting to see who the primary villain is and what the primary arc is.
Sandman.
That's Spider-Man?
Yep.
It's Clayface and Batman.
But it's
Brain-based
also-
bastard.
It's also going to be interesting because of how much else is coming fucking out right now, especially with all the Harley Quinn bullshit and the fucking the Batwoman show and like it's just too much.
Well, I think Birds of Prey will really determine whether or not Margot Robbie continues in that universe.
Yeah.
If that bombs, I don't think it'll bomb.
I don't
But
either.
if it underperforms, she's beat. I want to see it because Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
It's
it
Obi-Wan
does look
Kenobi.
interesting what they're going to
It's
do
true.
with that.
But I don't want all the because when she tested well with the audience, they were like, oh, we're gonna do Birds of Prey, the fucking Sirens. We're gonna do
What's the
Joker and
Sirens, right? Have they
It's
done
like-
anything else with that one yet?
Everything got put on the back burner for Birds of Prey.
Why? Of all the movies, why wouldn't they have done the Gotham City Sirens?
I don't know
first?
why they're doing Birds of Prey when there's no birds in it.
But that's what I'm saying. Why is it?
Like,
why
there's no
wouldn't?
Robin. There's no.
Why wouldn't
There's
they
a
have
black
done?
canary.
Okay.
That's a
Why
bird.
wouldn't they have done Gotham City Sirens first though? Like
They
that's
should have.
that doesn't.
Unless they didn't want to pin down a Poison Ivy and a Catwoman.
That's the only thing I could think of. That's literally the only thing is that they were too worried about casting those two because those two are the more well-known ones.
First I heard of that.
What?
Birds of Prey.
They showed the preview around Spider-Man, I think.
No, they showed it with Joe. They showed it with chapter 2.
Oh yeah. Because they
Because
had
it
the
was only-
balloons come across.
And it was only about 30 seconds of a preview. They've barely done a full-length trailer yet.
Well, no, they released a full trailer
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
It's still.
I want to see how they do Black Mask. That ought to be fun.
And that's Ewan
Trudeau
McGregor,
just won
right?
the election, so should be pretty good.
That's Ewan McGregor, right?
Yes.
It seems like they're making him to be another version of Joker.
Black Mask is a gangster.
With a
Yeah.
It's their version of Red Skull without being a Nazi.
Boom.
So it'll be interesting to see because I mean it literally Black Mask is a black skull, and I don't remember the whole backstory of why his face is black, but he's a gangster. That's essentially all he is.
Okay.
Camouflage.
It could be,
Get carried away.
but that's all I got.
Did you see? So they just started filming. I don't know if either of you two are going to be interested in it, but they were doing a live action for Cowboy Bebop, and it's a really, really well known anime.
I've heard the
Yeah.
name.
Netflix was doing a live
It's good.
action of it, and then I want to say maybe a couple weeks, not even. It was barely filming, and the main character got injured on set, and now it's pushed back 7 to 9 months.
John Cho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got pushed back 7 to 9 months because
See Spike?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got injured on set and was supposed to be. So now they have to wait because he was doing his.
They all look. Never mind.
Well, they announced that it was funny because the way that they announced that they started filming, was they had the corgi in the show that they cast it was like a trailer with like just the corgi showing up to like a table and reading, and like drinking like water, and then that's how they announced like it was coming, and then like 2 weeks after they announced that he gets injured on set and it gets pushed back 7 to 9 months.
That sucks.
It does, because it seems like a lot of people, especially anime fans, are excited for this. Like, they didn't scream about whitewashing or this or that, and like they like a lot of people are happy with the casting, and then they're like,
Was Asian.
well, the rest of the cast really isn't.
Well, were they? They weren't in the.
I don't fucking remember. I
Neither
didn't see
was
it.
he.
I never saw Cowboy Bebop. One day, and I have a lot of anime I need to watch. Once they talk to me when they do justice to a live action Full Metal Alchemist, and not the garbage that Netflix put out.
Damn! Take that, Netflix.
It was terrible, just like the live action Death Note.
Didn't
As
see
a
it.
man who's never seen the actual anime, it's definitely not that bad.
I watched the anime like a couple months
The
ago.
person
I
they
really liked it.
cast was really bad as an actor, in my opinion.
Because he was black? Is
Death
that what you
Note?
just said?
No, he was bad as an actor.
Yeah.
The kid who played Light in Death Note is not bad black.
They had Willem Dafoe do.
He was a great Ryuk.
Yeah.
He was awesome,
That'd be cool.
but the rest of it kind of sucked.
Wasn't L black?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I was just trying to.
Oh.
I'm not.
No.
Cool.
But yeah, no. But yeah, they had to push that back. Like, they literally just started, and now it's getting pushed back again.
I did see that Ghostbusters actually wrapped production.
Is
Which
that the
one?
one? Which
with
one is it?
Paul Rudd's in it.
So he just came out with like a new Netflix thing.
I started watching that.
What was
I-
it?
I don't
Talking to myself or some shit like that.
Sounds
Yes.
about right for him.
He gets
What did he get?
cloned. He gets cloned.
Oh,
I saw
that
it-
one, yeah.
It was like 2 people, and then I was like, Paul Rudd's the only person in this. What do you mean
Yeah.
2 people?
Well, the joke is they clone you, they kill your original self, and the clone is refreshed
and it's happier
and
and,
keeps
like, yeah.
moving.
But his didn't die?
It didn't die,
Just like real life.
but as he pulls up for the treatment, Tom Brady comes walking out and goes, "It's my 6th time," and it's like, that's how you win Super Bowls.
That's amazing.
I was like, that's a really good place.
No, that was well done.
But I've only gotten through the first 2 episodes.
That's great.
Is it
The
worth
fact
it?
that they got him to do that is
okay.
even more impressive.
It was funny. I feel like he's just trying to test out acting because obviously his career is going to come to an end soon.
Well, yeah, the only
It
reason
worked
they're
for The
winning
Rock.
the only reason they're winning games right now is because the rest of the offense has actually still
You
got
mean-
talent.
Because of their defense.
Whatever, either way.
Their
Ba-dum-bum.
defense is what's winning those games. Yeah, I got nothing else. Like, I'm scrolling through some of the stories that are on here. It's just more like, oh, this is coming out, and stuff we've already talked about. What's his face? Taka Waititi.
Uh-huh.
He confirmed that Korg would be in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Well, everyone
But-
would be mad if he wasn't.
Well, then again, who thought he might not have been?
Right. Just
Like,
Hitler.
it was just kind of a what? Just Hitler?
Yep. Everybody else was on board.
But it's just like I personally didn't think twice of Korg and Meek not being in it.
Yeah, because they've been so like
Yeah.
even if it was a little bit, they've been in it since they came about.
Yeah, why would
Right.
you, like you had them make an appearance in Endgame.
In
So
Fortnite.
like, oh, that's something we could talk about that I thought was interesting and possibly I think you actually read the article and I didn't.
I did not.
Star Wars beat Endgame in ticket sales.
Yes,
In the first 4 hours on one particular website.
Okay.
on Adam.
Okay. I don't know what Adam is, so I didn't use
Adam-
Adam Tickets.
Adam.
There you
Tickets.
go. I
It's
just solved it for you.
So it's a separate app that you can use. It's just like basically like it's like a Fandango.
I know AMC had a 30-minute wait time for any showing that first weekend.
So everybody went to Adam. And everybody knew when Star Wars was coming out. Didn't Endgame drop at like a random time during the day?
Endgame just showed up.
It showed up, I thought, after the trailer.
No, I think Endgame just showed up out of nowhere.
Right. So people knew when to get on for Star Wars. People knew when to buy them. That's why the first 4 hours
Well,
was a bigger time period.
yeah.
In my opinion.
well, that and like at least Star Wars you didn't know until the day of, because they didn't say it was going to be 8 o'clock on the dot.
Right.
You
No,
just knew the trailer was coming out, and then somewhere around the trailer you were going to get.
Well, they did say
tickets.
Monday. I saw a lot of reports before the trailer was released saying the tickets were going on sale Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
so
when the
the
trailer was
21st.
released.
Yeah.
It was during that awful game of the Patriots versus the Jets, which was a great ploy if you wanted people to watch the fucking game. But I want to say last year, or The Last Jedi, they dropped right after the trailer was released.
That doesn't surprise me.
I was shocked when you mentioned to me, hey, they're going on sale at 8. Because I was literally going to wait until after the trailer.
Yeah.
Thank God. Well, the IMAX never sold out.
Right.
You can still get tickets.
Because
to the
nobody's
IMAX.
not many people are gonna pay that, go all the way to AC for it.
I
so.
feel like people forget we have an IMAX.
Shut up.
Well, Cherry Hill has an IMAX, but it's
That one
terrible.
is shit.
I know it's terrible.
And it stinks. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It does. It
No,
smells
it's
terrible.
it's just it's in Cherry Hill.
And the weird thing is, that used to be the really nice one. Because I did the Avengers Marathon in that. The first
oh,
Avengers
what
Marathon.
in the Cherry Hill one?
That used to be the really
The
nice
theater used to be nice, but now it's just nobody goes there anymore because it's so fucking expensive.
And they made Defford nicer
Yeah.
That's right. It's
with
the,
the reclining chairs.
it's the loop of capitalism.
Like if they switch their seats and maybe fix their sound, because when I saw Venom there, and the fucking speaker was like right here in my ear,
Ah.
because it was like an actual speaker just hanging,
Ah.
and I'm like, aren't they speaking the fucking walls and shit like that?
Yeah.
There were 3 people in the theater. Each of you had your own speaker. That was the problem.
Well, they all sat in my fucking row too. Like, come on,
Well,
Venom
no,
had been out for like 2 months at that point.
I don't think I've been to that theater in years.
I have to go there to watch the Dragon Ball Super stuff.
I thought you go to Cinemark.
No, we had to go to the Cherry Hill one.
Why? Cinemark didn't have that?
I don't think they did this time.
Oh, that's weird. Usually they have the Fathom events. Like I'll be in Cinemark on Sunday for the Ghibli thing because that's a Fathom event where they remaster those and put them in theaters.
But like Brawley, I think I saw
You
Resurrection F.
You've
there,
definitely seen a few there for the Dragon Ball ones.
But Brawley, I had to go to Cherry Hill,
That's right.
which again, the fucking Dragon Ball fan base is another experience.
if they have
in
it
and
at
of
Cinemark,
itself.
you're better off at Cinemark again because they have the recliners.
But well, yeah, but I mean, even with like, that's probably what happened. It probably sold out quicker there, and that's probably why I had to go to Cherry
that makes
Hill.
sense.
But that crowd, when you watch a movie with them, have you ever?
Hated people.
I'm trying to think of an experience where like you watch a movie and people participate, like Rocky Horror. But I don't think you've ever been through that.
Thank God.
That's what Dragon Ball is.
What do they do?
I couldn't tell you because like I'm like, why the fuck are they laughing at this point? Like I don't get this. Because I'm not as in depth. Like
But,
I'm
like,
a fan,
what
I'm
do
not a
they
super
do?
fan.
Like, are they like
Do they all
like
say
jumping
Kamehameha?
around? Like, what do you mean?
Well, like some of them do, but like a character will say a line, and then they have a rebuttal, and it's like, what? Why? Like, that doesn't
like,
even make any sense.
they're talking back to it.
Yeah, like, cause like if you go to see Rocky Horror, in between each lyric for the opening song, there's other lyrics you can yell back.
But that's the point. Like, that's what Rocky Horror was always supposed to be.
Yeah, like fans made their own fucking sub lyrics to this science fiction double feature song.
Yeah.
They're doing that to like the movie. Like when Frieza shows up on the screen and they say something like, and Amber goes, "Why are they talking?" Like, I have no clue. This is an experience for me as well. I remember when Gibby and I went to see Resurrection F, and first of all, we made a mistake and we got there late, so we had to sit right up front and look like this.
That sucks.
Yikes. Like the time we saw The Hobbit.
Yeah. And it was like they were just the opening logo. They were going nuts and saying things, and I'm like, we're gonna die.
I have one word for you, and this will explain it all. Weebs.
I don't even know what that means, but that's what it was.
Yes, weebs are just huge nerds, but Japanese nerds.
But like the weird thing is, like, some of these guys, you see them in the lobby getting popcorn and shit like that, and they're like gangsters or businessmen or like. You wouldn't think they were that fucking into it. And then you get into this thing and they're little fucking kids going nuts and like, I'm excited, but not that excited.
yeah, that's weird.
Like, I clearly was the outsider in that group
That's
of
weird.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
And I consider myself to be a really big Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah.
Not big enough to watch it in Japanese and read, because I don't read. If I'm watching something, I'm watching so I don't have to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell, Japan?
Yeah. Well, like, they continued Dragon Ball Super with a Dragon Ball Superheroes anime over there, but they haven't dubbed it in English. And everyone's like, well, you know, you get the first 16 episodes if you just want to read it. I'm like, no. First of all, Japanese people voices, annoying.
And the problem
At all
is like,
times.
so one time when I was watching
For
Full Metal,
anime?
when I was watching Full Metal Alchemist, for some odd reason, Netflix didn't have the last 5 episodes of the one series. Like, it just stopped out of nowhere. But
Copyright.
Hulu had it, and it was in Japanese. So I was like, all right, maybe I can just sit
Learn
through it because
Japanese.
it's 5 episodes.
Yeah.
No, they talk over top of each other. So you don't know who's fucking talking, and there's 5 lines of dialogue for 2 people, and you're like, what is happening?
Yeah. Like, have you guys ever seen an episode of Dragon Ball or played a Dragon Ball game? Or like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Vegeta, Piccolo, they all have those super deep voices, and they're like really muffled.
Oh,
and
no, in
stuff
Japanese,
like
like,
that. And it's, you get to Vegeta, he's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this, you were killing the character by having a high-pitched voice. And I realized, as an American, I'm shitting on their culture because Vegeta was Japanese first.
yeah.
So the voice I heard was dubbed 10 years after the fact.
Yeah.
But it's the one you grew up with.
Exactly. And to me, like, if you're that badass of a character, your voice can't be that high. Like, how can I take you seriously?
That's right.
And they all sound the same, which they just go from, like, soft-spoken to really high-pitched real fucking quick. And it's like, oh, God, I can't do this. And, Amber has watched so many anime series with the subtitles. And I'm like, I cannot be in the room while you watch this shit.
I can't watch them with subtitles. So, like, when I watch stuff, I have the captions on, just in case. But that also helps me because sometimes, like, I'm doing other things, or, like, sometimes you don't really catch what people are saying.
That's
Like,
true.
And those help me with when I'm trying to figure out what people are saying sometimes. Because there are times where, like, you're like, hold the fuck up, what did you just say?
Yeah.
I still have to watch it in a dub. Like, I can't watch sub stuff. Like, it's just not,
Yeah.
no.
I just can't, like, I
don't have
could
the attention
possibly,
span.
well, I could possibly read it, but I can't deal with their voices. I'm immediately turned off from the product as soon as their voice gets squealed. There was one that was actually English dubbed, and it might have been, what is it, Titan? Attack on Titan? I started watching that, and whatever reason, the main character's voice just started grating on me. And it was an English voice. And it was just like, no, I can't, it's a turnoff. Because you're going to be the main character and I have to listen to you?
Yeah.
No, fuck that. But I guess Dragon Ball is really as far as I've dove into anime.
Yeah.
And even then, people are probably like, it doesn't really count. That's fair. Because somehow that got mainstream in America faster than the other ones.
Yes. Dragon Ball was always a big thing. It was the anime that everybody liked.
Yep. And then usually they put around it other animes to try to get you to jump on.
Dragon Ball is usually on the same level as like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and like Digimon. It's anime that was on like Saturday morning cartoons, so like it was mainstreamed.
Yeah. It was part of that Toonami block, and they built around that on the anchor. Like, that was the anchor on that. And they were one of the first ones to have a lot of fucking games come out.
Yeah.
Like, now you're getting the Naruto? I don't fucking know. Naruto. You're getting games for that. You're getting the Star Forces and stuff.
Shonen Jump.
Yeah, you're starting to get all these other games now, but Dragon Ball, you can trace Dragon Ball games back to the NES.
Resident Weeb here.
Yeah, clearly. But I think it is interesting because, like, you go to the GameStop now, there's like 3 or 4 My Hero Academia games.
Yeah, because that one's becoming mainstream too.
Yeah, so I think that genre has bursted open.
Anime, absolutely, because more of it's dubbed, and there's more access to dubbed anime because Funimation, Crunchyroll, Verve, I mean, just in Hulu in general, have all filled themselves up with dubbed anime to the point where people can get involved in it.
Yet Funimation's a dick and doesn't really release Dragon Ball Super.
Well,
what the fuck?
They do.
Funimation?
They have different levels of what they do, and they'll simulcast it too. So they'll do it to the point where if it premieres in Japan, you can simulcast it from those apps.
Oh, you get the Japanese version, but you don't get the English.
Yes, but some people, like a lot of people who are that far into anime, they like the simulcast version because they can do the subs. I can't do the subs, so it doesn't make a difference to me. I'll just take a season at a time. But the people who want to keep up with it, who watch it with the subs, they're watching it at the same time it's releasing in Japan because all these streaming apps have it available as a simulcast like that.
Yeah, I just can't do their voices.
I can't either.
Can't do it.
I can't.
All my friends who because I've watched a decent amount of animes now. Most of them I've binge watched on Netflix or Hulu or when I had Verve, which is also an anime streaming service. Most of my friends are like, "Oh, you should watch this or that," and then I'd go to look at it and I'd text them and be like, "No." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "It's not dubbed." They're like, "Oh, it's not that bad." I'm like, "No." I was like, "I don't have the attention span."
It's absolutely bad.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I don't know how they deal with that shit.
If you send me the files, I'll dub an episode for you.
Oh my god.
I would absolutely love to release that on like a YouTube series. Chris Pompadre dubs Dragon Ball Super.
Like seriously though, but like as serious. I'll do it.
I want to see you dub it when they power up.
Kakarot. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, Kakarot," and then all of a sudden they power up and they're just like, just screaming into a mic for 5 minutes.
We need to give him something like crazy, like Attack on Titan or like My Hero Academia, and see what happens because there's a lot of characters in that one.
Yeah, Dragon Ball doesn't really go
Dragon
over
Ball.
the top as much as these other ones.
You should definitely. We should make.
Actually, I'll take that back. Dragon Ball does, where like Goku doesn't understand what the fuck a girl is, so he does a lot of perverted things in that one. Z and Super were more about like, oh, we gotta fight type shit. Anyway, that's all I got. So let's go around the horn rather than belabor this fucking thing. Trish, what do you got going on?
Not a damn thing.
This could be real quick. What do you got going on?
Tune in this Saturday for the 4 Real Movie Club Spider-Man movies. That's right, we're doing it.
You're using the same joke 2 weeks in a row?
Shut up.
Yes. Anything else?
Email Gibby at the Dace Man Show at gmail.com.
You should have fucked it up because that would have been in like par.
I almost did say .com.
Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/DaceManShow. Come over to twitch.tv/DaceManandFriends. Give us a heart, subscribe. Go to thedacemanshow.com. Check out all the archive stuff. Also go over to tpublic.com/user/thedacemanshow to get all our swag, but apparently not the 007 shirt.
Fuck you, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, it got taken down because of the
copyright
007 part.
So we just have to edit it a little bit.
I have to redo it to make it not look like it. And if they take it down again, I'm going to lose my shit.
007.
Sure.
You could change the logo, but we'll talk. We'll say.
Instagram, we have it at the Dace Man Show. It actually sent out something today.
That was an accident.
Twitter at the Dace Man Show. Me is at the Dace Man.
Me is.
And then follow that other weird account at Not the Dace Man. Usually when he has a bad day, that's when that one starts becoming active.
Who's that?
I have no idea. I think it's Carl Urban.
That's right.
And then youtube.com/DaceMan Show with all our archive stuff. Like I said last week, you can catch the entire gameplay of Link's Awakening. It's probably the most recent and only gameplay since the Gameathon on YouTube. Other than that, that's kind of all we got. We hit the 9 o'clock hour, and I guess we'll see you next Tuesday, so I got to hit that damn music.
It's 8:59.
Yeah, but this will take us out to
All right.
hopefully tonight. For the few. For the proud.
Chickens.
For the Dace Tacular. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, we will see you next Tuesday.